Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be your Astroflower for the Equinox and the spring season. So we're going to be breaking this video up into 3 different sectors. One's going to be about your financial and your business and your job and everything like that. Another video is about your emotions and your relationships. And then there's a third video about you, about what's going on in your spiritual development and stuff like that. So we're going to be starting off on the material path. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and click that bell if this resonates with you. I know it's been resonating. We've been getting some lovely comments from people on our Instagram page, where we're doing lots of freebies and giveaways. So do get over there. Capricorn, on your this is a lot of people are getting this. A lot of signs are getting this. It's a real transitional period. These next 3 months that are coming up in springtime in the northern hemisphere, obviously autumn time in the southern hemisphere, but these next 3 months are mixing it up and making changes. You're definitely going through a transition in this next month. You're coming from an old way of doing things. It seems like Capricorn, and the way in which you're doing things, as you know, there is value in all of that. There is, like, fashion comes and fashion goes. When I was a kid growing up, I was really into sort of jazz and stuff like that. But that was in the 80s and the 90s. And, you know, it wasn't jazz, that type of thing. But then we had hip hop jazz come, you know, that jazz funk that's sort of like that jazz hip hop that sort of came through, you know, with Portishead and a lot of people from Bristol and stuff like that. And it's sort of like fashion just comes back around. If you stay in one place, eventually you'll become fashionable again. And this might be that way of doing things, of allowing certain aspects of where you're from to actually come to the fore and come back within fashion, as it were, and staying strong to yourself. There is a case of also, and this comes in with it, and this comes in with this sort of transition as well, realizing what you've done in the past that hasn't worked. That's also important, because in Taurus season, in this season here in Aries, staying true to your word and true to who you are and everything like that is good. And then you're going to get the realization in Taurus season. Taurus season is your fellow earth sign, but it's also a period where there is clarification going on. Things are put concretely into place. So like you've planted up a load of carrots, and you're going to go through that period where the carrots have started germinating and started growing. You're going to have to take small carrots out, some carrots out, for the other carrots to grow properly. And that's what seems to be going through this period in the next sort of 3 months, because in Taurus season, you have got something that's coming to an end, and it might be a bit of a painful ending that's, I think, has been going on for a long time within you, within the material world. And it's realizing, say, like, if you do a certain, let's just say you've got a shop, you've got a bakery, and you're making croissants really cheaply to keep people coming in. And it's not really, you love making, no, put it another way, sorry. You love making cakes, but it takes a lot of your time to make cakes, and you're not selling as many cakes. So you're going to have to curtail things that may have been pleasurable in the past, but now you're realizing with this transition, as we go into this new paradigm, it doesn't really serve you a lot. And as you realize this, all of a sudden it means you can make a lot more croissants, so you get a lot more people coming in through your door. And this is where you make the croissants to get those people through the door. And that pushes your business or your job through a portal where you start to realize that actually now I'm having success. I can now employ people, or I can now start remaking those cakes that I so passionately enjoy. So it's a case of having to walk away from something that's not really, might be a bit of a painful separation, but walking away and starting that new journey is going to be the ultimate thing. It's going to mean that you're going to have to be strong to your values and who you are, though. Yeah. So I'm just trying to see financially. I think you're going to be secure. I wouldn't be surprised if like the Queen of Pentacles turned up in the clarification, but I think you're going to be secure financially. It's just a case of waiting for those seeds to actually produce fruit for you. So we'll see what's going on. You've got the Queen of Cups, so allowing those emotions to come through and taking that new step, that new journey with a leap of faith with the Fool, and being strong about it and having the courage to make that leap of faith. Because your fortunes are going to change dramatically in Taurus season. I think this is a good way. I would say in mid-April. So it's between sort of Aries and Taurus. I think your fortunes are going to change dramatically because something's going to come to an end that's been holding you back, basically, by the looks of things. And the Six of Cups. So it's your old ways of doing things that you've got to sort of let go of. I used to do everything I used to do for about 15, 20 years doing all my healing used to be all through donation. So people used to give what they want. And I had 3 kids. I've got a dog, a house, everything to pay for. And I was still on donations from other people. And it works really well. And I trust people in doing that. And then I got involved with an association and stuff like that. And people started saying, you can't do donation anymore. You've got to have a fixed price. So I've been practicing that fixed price now for the last sort of like 4 or 5 years. I think I'd like to go back to donations, but I need to have that security within my life. And I think that's a case of I've had to walk away from something that may have I enjoyed in the past in order to set myself up so I am at ease, so I can then give back again to the human race in doing things through donations. We'll see, how it sort of pans out for me, but also for you, sort of Capricorn, because I am a Capricorn. That's why I'm sort of telling you this, and it's going through that new way that there has to be a fair exchange for the future. So there you go. That's the next sort of 3 months for you, Capricorn. A very dramatic change, I think, for you coming up. And then the transitional period that is Aries. Once you've subscribed and clicked that bell, don't forget that life should be fun, so please do enjoy.